I'm about to lose my brain stuck inside this ghetto rapture. I got a lot of smoke. If you want it, you can have it. They want a hat trick, but this is black girl magic. Ain't talking about the kind that'll make you disappear, but I'm talking about the power of the melanin within. Ain't looking for trouble, but I'ma say this one time. I put 2 dukes up if you try to touch mine. We still want justice for Samir and Trayvon. You say you don't see color, but racism ain't blind. They targeting little kids whose skin look just like mine. So I'm paranoid, it's a war zone outside. And I'm a black queen, so if you ask me to step out of my car, you gon' have to snatch me. Cause I ain't going no damn well. Had to spend my whole life living unfair. Ancestors got my back and they right here. You can never understand, it's a nightmare. Living in my black shoes by the black rules. You can keep your handshake, I don't dap coons. The white man that go nuts if he can't shoot. But you all on his side like a damn fool. Make it make sense.
We are oppressed.
Queen.
We are exploited. We are downtrodden.
Make it make sense.
We are denied not only civil rights, but even human rights.
Ahmadiyyah.
So the only way we're going to get some of this
Ahmadiyyah.
oppression and exploitation
Queen.
away from us or aside from us is come together
Queen.
against the common enemy. Who taught you to hate the texture of your
Ahmadiyyah.
hair? Who taught you to hate the color of your skin?
Ahmadiyyah.
Parents, pay attention to the books, the school system, even to your little children. Lies mixed with wisdom. His skin too bright, so he was blind to the prison. My skin just right, so I collide with division. You trying to pray to God, but we tired of religion. No savior saving, we got to save our savings. We used to pay miss, how we gon' make the slave rich? But who's to blame, and tell me why you complaining? We need a team effort just to rule the nation. Like a bad relationship, missing communication. We missing moderation. They trying to get a poison to my population. No reparations. I'm getting tired of Satan.
We are oppressed.
Queen.
I'm getting tired of waiting.
We are downtrodden.
Queen.
We are denied not only civil rights, but even human rights.
Ahmadiyyah.
So the only way we're going to get some of this
Ahmadiyyah.
oppression and exploitation.
Queen.
One of mine and you're done. They show no love for the queen. Why you hating on me? Is it cause I'm free and I got Malcolm X in my jeans? I got dreams like King Luther, shed blood like Kunsa. You ain't helping my people, I ain't got nothing to say to ya. I want all the smoke like hookah. Talking reparations. America won't be great until they give us compensation. I'm like, I'm the hottest right now. See a bunch of lames out here trying to jock on my style. They be doing too much. I'm the queen, it's too easy. It's like they all in Popeyes, how they be talking so greasy. I just sit back and laugh while these haters get madder. So nefarious how they don't want my pockets with cheddar. I tell them they can do better. These snakes in the grass can leave a bite on your ass, cause y'all be trusting too fast. I got my foot on the gas, other one on they necks. Dropping receipts on haters, you better show some respect. I'm never facing regrets, we only facing the haters, you better show some respect. I'm never facing regrets, we only facing the threat. Running through every challenge like a relay, break no sweat. It's a cold game, so I got that blanket with me. Now that my people awaken, ain't no going to sleep. I do not play by my piece, this time I'm playing for keeps. You talking slick, but when I see you like them ends, we gon' meet. And I got gold all in my skin, God all in my blood, kings all in my circle. You touch one of mine, you done. They show no love for the queen, why they hating on me? Is it cause I'm free and I got Malcolm X in my jeans, and I got gold all in my skin, God all in my blood, kings all in my circle. You touch one of mine, you done. They show no love for the queen, why they hating on me? Is it cause I'm free and I got Malcolm X in my jeans, and I got
This is the sound of famous.
okay. When am I gonna stop doing this? I'm telling you, it's supposed to automatically unmute. All right, you don't get my whole spiel. Now let me just start over. Okay, so Grand Rising, everyone. Thanks for tuning back in once again to the original Queen Ahmadiyyah Shakur show. I'm your host, Queen Ahmadiyyah Shakur, and this is your morning wake up call. So as you're coming in, please feel free to go ahead and subscribe to the channel if you haven't done so already. Be sure to click that notification bell and click the word all so you're notified each time the Queen Goddess goes live. All right, hello, Juju, MF Judge, Danielle, Queen Sam, James Allen. All right, Mr. Elevation, Vince I Am from the UK, Buckhorse DC, TC Dan. All right. TC Dancing, stop blaming the equipment, Queen. I'm telling you, it is supposed to automatically unmute. That's what normally happens. All right. And so G from the land, that's the X, Fabian, Cherokee Descendant Dale. All right, let's get into it. Priscilla Claudette. Shout out to all of my loyal royals and everyone tuned into the Queen. All right, and shout out to my moderators because they really be working hard, especially when I do these random lives on the weekends. Okay, hello, Desmond. Said Queen about to get them Bamas. Okay, so with that all being said, everyone like and share. Remember, it doesn't cost you a single thing. Okay. Hey, Khalid, Harleen, Queen Shay. And I'm not going live on the backup channel because I have an appointment this morning, but I will be live this evening on the spiritual channel. Okay, so don't miss your spiritual vitamins. Hey, that crazy beach Aries. All right, so let's get into it. Now, as we know, I reported to you yesterday how Trump, there was another attempted assassination on him, right, on yesterday. And so now they have more details. So we're going to get into it because they had a press conference. Okay, Trump assassination attempt. Here's what the sheriff's office said during the press conference. So let's get into it. Likes up, everyone, please, like and share. I'm going to share my screen so we can get these salacious and nefarious details. Okay, somebody wants Trump up out of here. I want you all to pay attention. Ask yourselves who's behind it. Let's not forget what I told you about the Federal Reserve. Okay, so just keep that in mind. I'm going to put an overlay on this.
Little rules of the road like we always talk about ahead of time. We are going to give you, when I say we have a representative from the FBI, from the Secret Service, from the State Attorney's Office. We are going to give you everything we have. Everything. All right. So when we get done, think about your questions because we're not going to take a lot, and keep them to the information that you heard. Don't get into what ifs and because of this. We're not going to go there. All right. So keep that in mind, and we'll be good. So here we go. All right. 1:30 this afternoon. Call came out. Shots fired. That was called in by the Secret Service because we're in constant contact with them all the time. We were notified of that. and we had units here that immediately sealed off the area. Fortunately, we were able to locate a witness that came to us and said, hey, I saw the guy running out of the bushes. He jumped into a black Nissan, and I took a picture of the vehicle and the tag, which was great.
How do celebrities like Justin Bieber and The Rock generate hundreds of millions of dollars? It's actually not.
So we had that information. Our real-time crime center put it out to the license plate readers. And we were able to get a hit on that vehicle on I-95 as it was headed into Martin County. We got a hold of Martin County Sheriff's Office, alerted them, and they spotted the vehicle and pulled it over and detained the guy. After that, we took the the witness that witnessed the incident, flew him up there, and he identified as the person that he saw running out of the bushes and jumped into the car. Now, in the bushes where this guy was is a AK-47 style rifle with a scope, 2 backpacks which were hung on the fence that had ceramic tile in them, and a GoPro, which he was going to take pictures of. So those are being processed right now. The Secret Service agent that was on the course did a fantastic job. What they do is they have an agent that jumps one hole ahead of time to where the president was at. And he was able to spot this rifle barrel sticking out of the fence and immediately engage that individual, at which time the individual took off. So that's what we know about the investigation. We have somebody in custody right now that is a potential suspect. We got a little bit more work to do on it, but as we usually do, as soon as we decide that we're going to book him into the county jail and the charges that he's going to be booked into, we'll get those to you and we'll get a picture of him and we'll get you his background. So now I'm going to turn it over to the representative of the Secret Service, and he's going to make a brief statement.
Hi, good afternoon, everyone. I first want to thank all of our law enforcement partners, to include the Palm Beach Sheriff's Office and the Martin County Sheriff's Office, for their involvement today. Former President Donald Trump is safe and unharmed following a protective incident shortly before 2 p.m. on Sunday at Trump International Golf Club at West Palm Beach. The U.S. Secret Service personnel opened fire on a gunman located near the property line, and this matter is under investigation. I'll turn it over to my partners over at the FBI.
Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Jeffrey Veltri. I'm the special agent in charge of the FBI's Miami field office. The FBI has assumed the role as the lead federal law enforcement agency in the investigation of the incident that occurred earlier today at Trump International Golf Course here in West Palm Beach, Florida. We've deployed a number of resources, including investigative teams, crisis response team members, bomb technicians, and evidence response team members as well. What we need right now is for the public to avoid the area around the golf course. We will continue to support this investigation with the full resources of the FBI, alongside our partners with the United States Secret Service and the Palm Beach Sheriff's Office, as well as Martin County Sheriff's Office and state and local law enforcement. I would ask that if anyone has any information that may assist with this investigation, to contact our tip line at 1-800-CALL-FBI or at tips, that's tips.fbi.gov. Thank you.
David?
Hi, I'm Dave Ehrenberg, State Attorney for Palm Beach County. I want to thank Sheriff Bradshaw and our partners at the local, state, and federal levels. I'm here because our prosecutors are currently working up warrants and a motion for pretrial detention for the suspect. In that way, he will be kept in custody. But our filing of these warrants and charges at the state level does not preclude federal charges that could be coming. But in the meantime, it looks like the warrants and the pretrial detention motion will happen first. And again, I want to thank the cooperation we've had with our federal partners and at the local level. And thank you all for being here today.
Okay, we're going to make these pictures available to you. It'll show you a picture of the backpack and the rifle. And there's also a GoPro on the fence there where he was intent on filming what was going on. Even though we're going to have to secure a couple of areas around the golf course here, the public doesn't need to panic. We know that we got a post office, a library, and a school down the street. So we'll make it convenient for you to get to all the places you need to go, get your kids to school, get them over here to the post office or wherever.
Okay, so with that all being said, listen, is anyone asking themselves, is anyone bothering to ask yourselves, how did this man know that Trump was going to be golfing? How did this man know that Trump was going to be on the golf course? Okay, I have questions. Reeks of an inside job. And let's not forget the two dreams that I had that I've been telling you about since 2004 or 2020 that the Secret Service was involved. Of course, that was my dream. But at the end of the day, how did this man know? Trisha says, why do they keep calling him president? Yeah, I see that. The question is, how did this person know that Trump was going to be at the golf course? How did he know he's going to be there and when and what time? How did he know that? Is anyone thinking about that? The real questions? Okay, make it all make sense. Vince I am said, no lies detected. EC says, no, you don't want Kamala president. If anything, Kamala needs to be voted out. James Allen said the Democrats. Danielle says inside job. Something is real shady going on here. I just want you all to pay attention. Now, according to my dreams, Trump was assassinated, okay, in the dream. So I think they're just going to keep coming. Like I told you all on the first attempt. Didn't I tell you there was going to be another attempt likely? So here it is. At the end of the day, honey, it's just all crazy. But I think it has something to do with what Trump said about the Federal Reserve. Now, that's just my opinion. But so listen to this. Likes up, everyone, please like and share. Alleged would-be Trump assassin Ryan Routh, age 58 of Ohio, echoed Harris and Biden's anti-Trump rhetoric as he backed Dem candidates. Now, the alleged gunman, let me just put his picture up on the screen for those of you who haven't seen this thug. Likes up, everyone, please like and share. Darn it, don't tell me I didn't even upload his picture. Oh, yes, I did. Here he is. Okay, so that's him right there. So, goes on to say that the alleged gunman whom authorities have said targeted former President Donald Trump while he golfed in Florida on Sunday afternoon previously declared on social media that democracy is on the ballot this year and we cannot lose, echoing the anti-Trump rhetoric used by Vice President Kamala Harris and President Biden. Now, law enforcement sources identified the suspect as Ryan Wesley Routh, age 58. Routh, who has a lengthy criminal record from North Carolina, frequently posted about politics and exclusively donated to Democratic candidates and causes dating back to 2019. Now, here are some more pictures of him, some better pictures. You can see him a little bit better. Lights up, everyone, please like and share. Thank you in advance. Okay, that's him. Looks like a whole radical extremist as far as I'm concerned. There he is. All right. So he also bashed Trump in an April 22 post on X in which he declared, democracy is on the ballot and we cannot lose. He advised Biden in on April 22nd in another post on X when he was still running for re-election to run a campaign around keeping America democratic and free. He claimed that Trump wants to make Americans slaves against master, saying democracy is on the ballot. Okay, this is what he wrote. And he commonly used this. This is a similar slogan that was commonly used by Biden and Harris. Democracy is on the ballot and we cannot lose. We cannot afford to fail, he said. The world is counting on us to show the way. Now, this is similar to language that Harris continues to use on the campaign trail. On August the 29th, she said it at a rally in Savannah, Georgia. She said, we're fighting for our democracy. Now, on July the 31st, she said at an event in Houston, our fundamental freedoms are on the ballot and so is our democracy, after using identical wording at a sorority event the same day. Now, Tom Fitton, president of the conservative legal group Judicial Watch, said that it is no coincidence that Routh repeated Kamala and Joe's extremist rhetoric against Trump. At this point, it is inexcusable incitement. I don't see anything incitement. I mean, I don't like Kamala or Biden or Trump, but I don't see anything that would incite anything by them saying that democracy is on the ballot and we cannot lose. That just sounds like a regular political talking point to me. Now they're trying to make it sound extremist, but it doesn't sound extreme in my opinion. Now, spokespeople for Biden and Harris did not immediately respond to requests for comments. Following the Trump assassination attempt in July, when the GOP nominee was wounded in the ear, he tweeted at Biden that he would visit the victims of the Pennsylvania rally where Thomas Matthew Crooks opened fire and attend the funeral of the 50-year-old volunteer firefighter who was killed, saying you should visit the victims in the hospital of the Trump rally victims and attend the funeral of the fireman that died. Trump certainly never said a word. Show the world what real leaders do, he posted on July the 16th. He also tweeted at Trump in June of 2020 that while he supported the Republican in 2016, he was left disappointed by his tenure in the Oval Office. He said, I and the world hoped that President Trump would be different and better than the candidate, but we all were greatly disappointed, and it seems that you are getting worse and devolving. Are you retarded? I will be glad when you are gone. That's what he said. Now, with that all being said, here's the thing. I can guarantee you, somebody who looked like me had said that, they would have deemed that as a threat. Now, I want you to pay attention because this is what they do. Now, I will be glad when you're gone. Remember when that Hispanic lady said something similar to that, and the Secret Service and the police showed up at her door? Do you all remember that video? But they didn't say anything to this man when he said something almost verbatim to what she said. Anyway, Ralph chipped in money for Democrats running for office and liberal causes since 2019. Between September of that year and March 2020, he contributed more than $140 on the Democratic fundraising platform Act Blue. Federal Election Commission filings show these reports. Now, the records did not list an employer. Okay, his LinkedIn shows that he attended North Carolina Agricultural and Technical State University, but relocated to Hawaii sometime around 2018. So Ralph describes himself on LinkedIn as mechanically minded and enjoying ideas and invention and creative projects with artistic flair. Ralph was spotted by Secret Service agents near the Trump International Golf Club, West Palm Beach, with a Soviet-style SKS assault rifle. Now, the agents opened fire on him, but he fled. Ralph was later arrested on I-95 by local police. Okay, his social media account was also filled with nonsensical tweets and replies while also voicing strong support for Ukraine in its war against Russia and Taiwan in its struggle against China. One reply on Twitter, or X, owner Elon Musk seemed to suggest purchasing a rocket from the billionaire, saying, I would like to buy a rocket from you. I wish to load it with a warhead for Putin's Black Sea Mansion bunker to end him. Can you give me a price, please? It can be old and used as not returning. Okay, so this man sounds like he was just doing a whole bunch. Okay, he claimed on X that he tried to sell the idea of having former Afghanistan troopers fight for Ukraine and Russia, but was denied multiple times before giving up after 6 months. He also said he visited Kyiv and claimed he would be willing to fight on the front lines if he were permitted to. Now, in 2022, in an interview with Newsweek Romania, Ralph, wearing an American flag-style shirt, spoke about recruiting others to fight in Kyiv. So I'm not going to read all this stuff. This man sounds like he has a bunch of foolishness going on in his weird brain, as far as I'm concerned. Okay. What the next president going to do about gun violence, says Michelle. Well, we heard what Kabami said she was going to do about it. She wants to get rid of assault rifles. Okay, these militarized style weapons, which in my opinion is not a bad idea. Okay, Trisha said that is a threat. Tikoa Israel said sounds like a Democratic Party. Okay. RG Titan said, quit acting like it's only two choices, though, at Support the Arts. That's my point. Y'all going in on Support the Arts again. Support the Arts. I don't know why you keep coming here with this bullshit about Kabami, beloved. You know nobody on here is for Kabami. All right, every day. DJ Big Six said it's all political theater. Yes, it's the Truman Show. Okay. Danielle said, in my opinion, the truth of all this and who is behind this will be revealed. I absolutely think so. And I'm sorry, but I think it's the Secret Service. I just think they have something to do with it. You know, my dreams just don't be lying. Okay, so anyway, with that all being said, let's go to where Sheriff Schneider, what he had to say about this whole thing, about this perpetrator and this attempted assassination. Hold on, here we go. Likes up, everyone, please. Like and share. Thank you in advance.
New details emerging about Ryan Wesley Ruth, the confirmed suspect in the second assassination attempt of former President Trump, who is now in custody after Florida deputies caught his vehicle fleeing the scene. Our next guest is the sheriff of Martin County, Florida, where the suspect was taken into custody. And Sheriff Snyder joins us now. Sheriff, thank you so much.
My pleasure.
Y'all did a great job yesterday. So proud of the work of law enforcement there, working with both counties together and with the Secret Service. Tell us about this suspect. When he was arrested, when he was pulled out of his car, did he say anything? What was his demeanor?
Well, we conducted what you have seen probably 1,000 times, a high-profile felony stop out on I-95 northbound. We already shut the interstate down behind him, made the stop, and then at gunpoint, ordered him out of the vehicle. He complied. His demeanor was perplexing in some way, despite the fact that we had numerous people out with rifles, uniformed personnel, a helicopter, interstate shutdown. He was as calm as if he was going to a Sunday picnic.
He looks like it in that picture. I know that you were there when Secret Service interviewed him. What was his demeanor there? Did he apologize? Did he say he was remorseful? Did he even speak?
No, he was quiet, and we had to be very respectful. It's a federal investigation, so we don't cross the lines. Our job was to apprehend the suspect. I mean, after all, he just tried to assassinate the highest profile target on the planet. It was extremely fortunate for all of us that he complied, because had he not complied, you'd be asking me right now, what were the circumstances of his death?
Right. Gosh, I'm thankful that's not the case this morning. Where is the suspect now? I know he's behind bars, but where?
Well, what we did is we turned him over to the Federal Bureau of Investigation and the Palm Beach County Sheriff's Office. So I don't know where he is right now. Okay.
Did he say how did he know that Donald Trump was going to be playing golf? How did he have access to his schedule?
Yeah, that's the $1 million question. We are the border county to Palm Beach. You can't get out of their county without coming through ours. But we don't have the intel from the scene there. It's hard for me to imagine how he got within rifle range of President Trump.
Yeah. Sheriff, what was your day like yesterday? I know you were all over the media. We appreciate y'all being so transparent with us. But when you heard the news, describe that for us.
Well, I'd gotten home from church and I was having a quick snack, and I heard the bolo to be on the lookout for someone who had just attempted an assassination attempt on President Trump. And as I was sitting there with that snack, I knew he's heading for Martin County. My snack is done. I started getting ready, and within a few minutes of that bolo, my crew was on top of that car and conducted the felony stop.
You all do realize that this man sounds inebriated, right? It's not just me. This man is clearly drunk. This man is clearly drunk. Sitting here talking about his snack and his snack was done. This man is drunk as hell. Y'all can't tell that. Y'all can't tell that. Timber Dan says Republicans offer mostly thoughts and prayers. They are mostly unserious when it comes to actual reform. Republicans aren't actually pro-life. Okay. Thank you, beloved. Thank you for your insight to the topic and your contribution to the channel. Peace, love, and blessings. I don't know if they're pro-life or not, but I know they're not out here broadcasting about abortion like the Democrats and spreading it specifically towards Black women. That's what they're not doing. But let's continue.
so great that a witness there at the golf course took a picture of the vehicle and the license plate, told the police department, they notified your county because they knew he was heading in that direction. What's your message to that witness?
Well, my message to that witness is thank you. God bless you for what you did. You stepped up and you made it possible for us to apprehend the suspect, because in all truth, had we not gotten that description, he'd have just sailed right through my county, and who knows if or when we ever would have gotten our hands on it.
You know, we have so much confidence in law enforcement down in Florida. I know the governor there supports you all, and we all support you all. Thank you so much for your work. Have you talked to the governor? I know he wants to do a separate investigation.
I spoke to the governor's representative, who is the director of Department of Transportation. They're in charge of the Florida Highway Patrol, and he told me that from the governor, we could have any asset we needed. And actually, we had created quite a nightmare out there. We had to shut northbound, southbound I-95. We had to wait for a bomb dog to come and make sure there was no explosives in the car. It was a complex scene. We made it come out right, and we were able to turn the suspect over, but it was not an easy scene, I could tell you that.
Yeah, but when I heard that the suspect got away, left the gun there and took off in this black Nissan, and then I heard not too long after that y'all had gotten him, that I-95 was shut down. I heard that Palm Beach International Airport was closed. So y'all did a great job. Thank you for apprehending him, and now we can hopefully get some answers.
Yeah, hopefully we can keep President Trump safe. That's what we need.
What they need to do is keep him off the bottle. That man's drunk as hell. I don't care what anybody says. That man is clearly drunk, and y'all know it. Okay, sitting up there just drunk as hell on the news. I mean, speech slurred and everything. Clearly, he wasn't having a snack. Honey, he was having a couple of sips. Okay, but anyway, I digress. Now, so with that all been said, they asked the same question I did, the reporter. How the hell did that man know Donald Trump was going to be on the golf course? How did he not only know that he was going to be there, but what time that he could find him? And now, mind you, the fact that he came with all of his weaponry and all of that stuff, so he had planned all of this. Now, you don't plan such an attack unless you have details of where the person's going to be and what time. So somebody on the inside told this man this, and y'all convince me with it. If y'all don't think that the Secret Service is up to some shady business, let us not forget that a counter sniper whistleblower exposed and said that the Secret Service has in fact been compromised. He said that he's going to continue to blow the whistle because he doesn't want to see another JFK-style assassination. Do you all remember when I played you all the audio of that report? Do you all remember that? Okay, so something very strange is going on here. And like I told you, honey, my dreams don't lie, all right? I had a dream about it twice, all right, 2020. So as I said, I absolutely believed all along that the Secret Service had a hand in it. Because who's giving out this very pertinent information? How is this person going to know where he's at? Does anybody know a running mate, or not a running mate, but a candidate who's running for office? How does anybody know, especially the office of president, how does anybody know this man's schedule? To just be popping up, random people, just to be popping up with guns. Okay. So this is all crazy at the end of the day. This is very disturbing. You know, I know a lot of people don't like Trump, but we need to really be sitting here thinking about what's going on here. This is the second attempt. Now, the first attempt, some people foolishly tried to say it was a hoax, false flag, even though somebody turned up dead. Okay, I want y'all to pay attention. But now here we go again. And let's not forget that there were a couple of other plots that they didn't even really widely report on the news. Let's not forget the Pakistani national, which was about 2 weeks after the first attempt. They caught him before he could even make it to his attempt, but that's the plan that they say that he had. Okay, and then there was another man, 60-something years old, that was also arrested for plotting. So y'all don't see this as being something really crazy here? Okay, I want y'all to pay attention. Then they try to distract you with a bunch of foolishness, like I told you all on yesterday. Okay, they keep trying to skirt over the issues that, in fact, Black people are having. And here's another thing. I want you all to pay attention to the Breakfast Club. The Breakfast Club, I don't know how much money they're getting paid by the Democrats, because I absolutely think that they're being paid to push narratives, to have all of these Democrats come on there every election cycle, and then to go against anybody that is against them. Okay, to talk down on anybody that's running opposite Democrats. So they had Jill Stein on there, Dr. Jill Stein, who's running as an independent, and they were just trying to go in on her as far as I was concerned. Support the Arts said, would you be upset if it were Kamala? Hold on. Would you be upset if it were Kamala instead of Trump? Are you asking me, beloved? Listen, nobody deserves to be assassinated as far as I'm concerned just because of their political views. I would have the same energy. Okay, I would be doing the same type of report if that's what you're asking. Okay? I mean, because quite frankly, I don't give a damn about Kamala or Trump. I think you know that by now. Okay? Don't really give a damn about either of them. I'm not voting for either of them. But at the end of the day, this is all very nefarious, is all I'm saying. Okay, so I would report on it no matter who it was. That's for facts. Now, with that all being said, Mission Vision said, I stopped watching and listening to those clowns years ago. Yes, okay. So, but now, with that all being said, they had a whole lot to say to Dr. Jill Stein and the young Black man that she had on there with her. So I'm going to play some of the audio because I cannot stand the Breakfast Club. And it's so obvious to me that they're just down so hard for the Democrats. They're trying to go in on this woman or whatever. And basically, at one point, Angela Rye told her, basically said that you're going to lose. Like, why are you even wasting your time? You're going to lose. You can't win. They just rude and just ignorant. But hold on. I'm going to put up an overlay, and then I'm going to play some of the audio from that exchange. All right. Likes up, everyone, please like and share. Thank you in advance. Hold on, before I get into this, let's have a word from my sponsor at 12 Tribes.
Do not buy 12 Tribes on Earth hair growth oil and hair magic elixir unless you want super healthy, gorgeous hair that grows. They have a whole line of amazing hair growth products, including hair growth leave-in conditioner spray, hair growth shampoo, hair growth spray, and hair growth butter. I'm starting to sense a theme here. They include quality natural ingredients. They smell amazing, and you can see the results for yourself. So if you're looking for healthy hair growth for your natural or relaxed hair, try 12 Tribes on Earth today.
Okay, so you can order your 12 Tribes at Etsy.com, go to Lisa Crafts, and also you can purchase it at Walmart.com. Okay, here we go. Likes up, everyone, please like and share. Thank you in advance.
Not to vote. And who were they? They were largely, disproportionately of color, young, and low income. Exactly the people to whom our agenda speaks. Yeah. So, a lot about voting is indeterminate.
Now, this is Dr. Jill Stein speaking, just to let you know.
And it's not going to be predicted by polls, because polls, are by definition people who tend to vote. Sure. But what we're talking to are people who tend not to vote. Don't they also deserve a vote? And let me also cite the statistics that show the numbers are off the charts right now in terms of people who want other options. This is sampled every year by Gallup and also by Pew. But Gallup shows that the numbers now are 63% who are saying that the two parties are doing such a bad job of serving the public interest that 63% say we need another option. We need another major party. So it's like amidst all this indeterminate stuff, yep. And you're absolutely right. You can't predict a lot of this. Are we going to clamp down and say, therefore shut down choices, therefore shut down options when that's what people are demanding? And why are people demanding it? Because they've been thrown under the bus for long enough by both parties, and they really want other options. So what we're saying is, let's give people those other options. If you're concerned about splitting the vote, so-called spoiled elections, there's a solution for that. It's called ranked choice voting. We have been pushing that for 20 years, and the Democrats keep shutting it down. Why do they shut it down? Because they want to extort your vote. They want to be able to use fear campaigning and smear campaigning because they don't want to face the music.
Didn't I tell you all that the Democrats always use the tactics of fear mongering, and then every election cycle, they say This is the most important election of our lives. They always say the same foolishness, but let's continue.
It's hardly a new charge. We can document
also
that.
just jump in? I know the question wasn't addressed. No, of course. Yeah, I just wanted to add a piece to it. And this has come, since I joined the campaign, reached out to colleagues. Dahlia Mugahed, a key researcher at ISPU, Institute for Social Policy and Understanding. So these are publicly available numbers, and this goes to the heart of the question that you asked about previous elections, but it's about this upcoming one, and then it's about where we actually are. So key swing states: Pennsylvania, Michigan, and Georgia. Okay. Mm-hmm. These are all, for demographic purposes, essentially the same states. Similar proportion of African Americans, similar proportion of Muslims. There's little differences in the way that they're comprised, but specifically for the Muslim and Black populations, these are very similar states. So in 2020, Joe Biden received 65% of the Muslim vote in those states, and Joe Biden would not have won any of those states without getting that big majority amongst the Muslim vote. Okay, January 2024. 12% of the vote, according to polling. Yes, mm-hmm. From 65% to 12%. Okay, and the polling says, well, why? Gaza, right? So 80% of the people that have bailed said that Gaza is the reason. Even if that's for people that were Trump voters, that's for people that were Biden voters. The Muslim community has already been lost, and it's not coming back. And the thing is that in those swing states, you are never getting the Muslim vote back, which means, in point of fact, if we know this, then the Democrats have for sure known this. They are not winning any of those swing states without those Muslim voters. You don't think they're going to show up in November? Impossible. Dead man walking, bro. I'm serious. It is a zombie.
Well, they will show, but right now they're looking like they're going to be voting for us.
So that's the point. So Dahlia pointed this out. Yes. So that's what they're showing is that it's upwards of 70% of those that are walking away from the Democratic Party are walking towards third party candidates. So in point of fact, only about 5%, 8%. There were two different numbers from two different points in time that Dahlia had cited. So it's somewhere between 5 and 10% are going towards Trump. It's a very small number. A very small number are remaining uncommitted. The overwhelming majority are going third party. And this was before it became clear, right, that the Green Party was going to be the strongest of those three parties. So then another poll run by the Council on American Islamic Relations, CARE, showed just last week that in the Muslim community nationwide now not just talking about those three swing states, but nationwide, had us polling neck and neck with Kamala Harris. And actually, a new poll was just released that came out this morning. I didn't get the chance to verify it to see whether it's a scientific poll or not, that we're now leading in that race.
You guys are you're saying that you're competing in red states and
this is Angela Rye talking.
Battleground states. I'm sorry, y'all. Y'all jump in too, but it just
right. Let's keep going. You know what I'm saying?
There are at least 13 states where you all are not on the ballot. Folks would have to write you in, or it's still contested. You're actively petitioning, for example, to be on the ballot in Rhode Island. So in those states where there are also Muslim people who you're saying you're winning over based on a poll that you're going to find the information for, what options do they have? Because if this is a 50 state strategy, y'all are short by 13.
So in every state except for three, there are three states that don't allow write-in campaigns, but write-ins are doable campaigns. Joe Biden himself won a write-in in New Hampshire because he was not in the primary for various reasons. Yeah, right. But even so, even in a primary, he ran a write-in campaign and did fabulous. So having the ability to do a write-in, if the community is really motivated, and
in Wyoming, North Dakota, Kansas,
in the overwhelming majority of states, we are actually on the
ballot. We will be on his write-ins in all of the states, with the exception of, I think it's South Dakota,
Indiana, and Oklahoma.
That's right. Those three states.
But we are on the ballot, not write-ins. Yeah, sorry, go ahead.
Well, so we will be a choice, an anti-genocide, anti-war, pro-worker, pro-reparations, climate emergency choice, and the only one which has nationwide status. We will be on the ballot for 95% of voters. That is more than enough to win an election. But, I don't want to just focus on winning the election. This is an odd election. And and I would not rule out a win, but that's not the only reason to run. Every vote cast for our campaign is a vote against genocide. It is a shot across the bow of the endless war machine to say that we, the people, are getting organized. We are moving forward. We are growing. We have organization and infrastructure that we have never had before. We've never been able to break through like we are now because Greens have been ahead of the curve on a lot of things like climate change, on reparations, on healthcare as a human right, on housing as a human right, also on Gaza and genocide. We've been very much ahead of the curve. And on cutting the military budget. We're spending as much as the next 10 major military budgets around the world right now. We're more than all 10 of them put together. We can cut our military budget, which is not benefiting us here in America, and put those dollars into what we critically need right here and right now. We should have, we need to be raising the floor for schools across the country. Why should this quality of your school depend on luxury housing in your community? Schools should not depend only on property taxes from housing. The federal government should be in the business of raising the floor so that we have a common standard across the country. So regardless of your zip code, you have good, high quality education where you're starting out. Things like that is where we need to be spending our money, not on endless war, on genocide, on killing children, on massacring women and children every day. You know, the police violence in this country. We don't need that police violence. And there are alternatives to that that can actually move us forward. Yeah, go ahead. You were a candidate in 2012, 2016. Right. What's the difference in 2024? Oh, man, it's the difference between night and day. You know, it's the thing about being ahead of the curve and then the curve catches up to you. Curve is catching up to us on all the things, really, our agenda. In fact, the agenda that we've been putting forward since 2012 really is the progressive Democratic agenda right now. Healthcare is a human right, housing is a human right, reparations to the extent that they give it lip service, the Green New Deal. Yeah.
It sounds like what you want to happen if you're not planning to win an election.
Who said we wasn't planning to win?
What I heard,
I'm saying it's not the only.
Exactly.
It's not
Okay,
the only
I
driver.
understand.
Yeah.
As a candidate, to hear that from a candidate, it kind of gives like, well, why are you here then?
It does sound like
you might as well join up with a team.
No. May I go in on this, please? Because I would not have joined this campaign. I would not have come out of
Okay, I'm gonna play a little bit more, then we're gonna stop.
Organizing.
People want other choices. They want to hear their choices.
I do believe in a third party. I think we need other options. But it does seem like you all have a lot more smoke for the Democratic Party. I just wonder why.
Yeah, so if I can jump in on that particular point. So to kind of finish the previous one, I absolutely would not be in this race if I didn't think that we had a chance to win. I wouldn't waste y'all's time, and I wouldn't waste.
I'm gonna fast forward because he talks a lot.
We have had to, up until this point in time, hundreds of different languages made themselves into one people, developed a
that currently exists. That means you got to have allies. Who are your allies in the House and Senate?
Excellent question.
See, if y'all would have just slowed down.
Hold on, and let me say this. When they asked her, they asked them, they said, it seems like you all have a whole lot more smoke for the Democrats. I want you all to pay attention to how the Breakfast Club, their idiotic selves, are always caping for the Democrats. The reason they said that they have smoke for the Democrats is because the Democrats are the ones trying to get them taken off of the ballots, trying to get Dr. Jill Stein removed from the ballots, just like they did with RFK Jr., just like they did with Dr. Shiva. Okay, let's not forget how they filed a lawsuit in New Jersey to get Dr. Shiva taken off the ballot. Anybody who poses a threat, anybody who they have a problem with, the Democrats, this is what they do. So this is why they had such smoke for them, because they're the ones trying to remove Dr. Jill Stein from the ballot. But let's continue.
Y'all had guns blazing.
I told you it's a healthy conversation.
Right? Like, we got to do basic math.
Please let them finish.
How many who are the allies? Can you name some of your allies in the House and the Senate that would help to get this very aggressive agenda done?
So let me tell you how the agenda would get done.
Yes.
For one thing,
name
let her answer.
Yes, my question.
And we'll get an answer.
Names.
Yes.
We'll talk about this.
So what I want to speak to specifically is town hall meetings, which used to require representatives to meet their districts. They don't do that anymore. They meet with their donors. Well, they largely meet with their donors. They're meeting with their donors like 90% of their waking time. They're hardly ever going to town hall meetings. I mean, we've been out there on the campaign trail, and when we mention this, we get nods all around the room, especially from the opponents of genocide, or from those who are demanding health care as a human right, or from those who want rent control across the country so that we can actually have secure housing in this country. There are so many things that the American people are demanding, but our elected officials are accountable to their donors. So you have got a catch-22 here. You have a very difficult system to change. How do you change it? And it only changes in a crisis. When did the third party come along? That is, it was the Republican Party, which was the abolitionist party. It entered into the scene, basically right before the Civil War. And they had been preparing for it, running, and before the Republicans, there were other abolitionist parties. But it's a long road to get there, and you have to work to get there. And, and then suddenly they burst on the scene when the time was right. And right now we know that the American people are clamoring for other options. The other options, like namely us, we are the major option on the ballot across the country. We are being denied airtime. We're being censored. We're being silenced. We're being canceled effectively, very much by an explicit plan through the Democratic Party, which they've actually been explicit about.
I understand that, and you've repeated that today, Dr. Stein. What I'm trying to say is, with the the very aggressive agenda you have, I said to you all, I agree with a lot of what you have there. What I'm talking about is, as a political strategist,
let me tell you, on day one, let me tell you, on day one,
your allies.
On day one, we stopped the genocide. Okay,
there's a lot allies.
So there's a lot that
I'm trying, but I can't get an answer to my question.
Your question, however, denies the power that the president has as the executive. The president has a fair amount of executive authority to actually begin the process. So that process begins with stopping the genocide on day one, which happens with a phone call. It's happened before. This absolutely will happen, especially if we invoke the weapons embargo.
So would you say that you don't need allies?
On issues where you have executive authority, what you need are allies among the people, but you don't need the votes in Congress for much of this agenda. To declare a climate emergency, which we have. The Colorado River is about to shut down. We got people dying from heat, from,
Okay, I'm gonna stop right there because Angela Wright is really getting on my nerves. I would love to debate her. She's such a bitch. Now she's sitting here caping for the Democrats so hard. She's trying to call this lady out. That's what she's trying to do. And I saw somebody said in the chat that Karen Hunter from Sirius or somebody said that she gave Dr. Jill Stein the business or something like that. No, she didn't. She may have tried to, but it didn't work. Dr. Jill Stein is very well spoken, and she spoke up for herself, and she's very good at explaining her policies and her agenda. Okay, and part of that is to have a Black agenda. So please sit down somewhere. Angela Rye didn't tell her anything. She made herself look stupid, angry, hostile, and like a Democratic shield, because that's what she is. Okay, that's what she is. And any Black person who thinks that the only ones you should or have to vote for are that you owe it to the Democrats, well, you're just stupid. You're just obtuse. Because at the end of the day, we don't owe the Democrats anything. At the end of the day, what have they done for us in 50 plus years? Okay? Of us disproportionately voting for them. All right, let's not stay stuck on stupid. And that's what a lot of Black people want to do. They will sit there and cape for the Democrats like Angela Rye, like Charlamagne the Devil, like DJ Envy. That's what they've always done and continue to do. And then they want to voice disdain for those of us who speak against them because we're tired of the bullshit. We're tired of the same old, same old. We're tired of the pandering. We're tired of the stereotypical BS. We're sick of it. Okay, those of us who have sense or who know better, and we realize that there are other choices and other options, and we don't have to pick between the lesser of two evils because evil is just that. It's evil. Okay, it's just that. All right, Mr. Elevation said, I don't owe the Democrats nothing. Exactly. We damn sure don't. But they want to sit up here and act like we do. And anyone who has a contrary view or opinion, like Dr. Jill Stein, who actually has a Black agenda, this is how they talk to her. So rude. But are you saying you don't have any allies? Who are your allies? She doesn't have to tell her who her allies are. Angela, who the hell do you think you are that this woman should have to answer to you? You're nobody but a Democratic shield. So sit down somewhere. That's what she is. She really was ticking me the hell off. Okay? It's hard to keep your composure, honey. I don't know how some of them do it because when people talk crazy to me, I'm sorry, but I just have to talk crazy right back. So shout out to Dr. Jill Stein for keeping it professional. But Angela Rye was absolutely not professional. She was trying to be argumentative. She was giving off hostility, and she was trying to be condescending. That's what she was trying to do. Well, you have this very aggressive agenda. And I want you all to think about something. Why the hell would she say that Dr. Jill Stein has a very aggressive agenda when this woman's talking about reparations, when she's talking about police violence, when she's talking about genocide? What the hell does she mean that she has a very aggressive agenda? What's that supposed to mean, Angela Rye? Who's supposed to be for black folks? Who claims to be pro-black? Isn't that what she's claiming in the past? Like, sit down somewhere. These are fake fraud people who sit up here and they try to say what they think we want to hear. But then when someone comes before them who doesn't agree with their stance and who isn't down for the Democratic Party, then this is how they behave. And you see the real them. You see their true colors. She's been very argumentative on the board of hostility. Okay, on the border of hostility is what she was doing. Yeah, she kept saying aggressive agenda. How do you expect to get this aggressive agenda to go through? What's aggressive about it? What's aggressive about it? Because the woman actually has a plan, because you asked her policies and her ideas and she gave them to you on a silver platter without bothering to cackle like a hyena, like Kabami, because she didn't have to stutter and stammer, because she didn't need someone else there to speak for her, because she could speak herself. And she ranted and she just gave all of that, spew all of that without having to pause, to think, to make up things as she went. She didn't have to do any of that. But that's what Kabami does. But they didn't give her half the speak. They didn't ask Kabami these serious questions. I want you all to pay attention. Did they ever, at any point where they had Kabami on the Breakfast Club, did they grill her like this? Did they ask her all of these questions? Did they, in fact, tell her that her agenda was aggressive? Did they ask her who were her allies in the Senate and the House? No, they didn't. No, they didn't. They asked her softball questions about smoking weed, listening to hip hop. That's what they asked her. Okay? And that's what they always do. But when someone else comes on there with other ideas and a whole new agenda, one specifically for black folk, this is how they behave. Okay? They get outright indignant. Okay? Just rude. This is what they do. Just want you all to pay attention. At the end of the day. Okay, now how much are the Democrats paying them is what I'd like to know. But let's continue. Lights up, everyone, please like and share. Now let's talk about this man who allegedly killed his ex because she exposed him for being on the down low. Let's get into it. Lights up. A woman by the name of Crystal Evans lost her life after Tom Mallory shot her. He was an abusive stalker ex-husband. They had a history of domestic violence, and according to reports, and he shot her right outside of the courthouse in Griffin, Georgia. Okay, and here's the thing. When she was leaving, she asked the police to escort her to her car, and they refused. Crystal Evans, a Griffin woman, and let me just, I'm going to share some news reports on this in just a second, but let me see if I have her picture to put up here on the screen. Here we go. Beautiful lady, and that's the thug who took her out. Now let's talk about it. Crystal Evans, a Griffin woman who was shot and killed by her estranged husband, Tom Mallory, outside a Spalding County courthouse in Georgia, had been publicly calling him out for threatening her months prior to her death, yet received no protection from authorities, none whatsoever. Now, 2 people were shot outside the Spalding County courthouse on Friday. Marjorie Crystal Evans Mallory of Griffin, Georgia, was shot and killed by her estranged husband, Tom Mallory. Excuse me, after a hearing in the courthouse regarding threats against her life. Now, police were called to the area following the shooting on South 6th Street near the Spalding County Courthouse in Griffin, Georgia. Upon arriving on the scene, police found Crystal Evans suffering from gunshot wounds. She was pronounced dead on the scene. According to reports, Mallory fired several shots into Evans's vehicle while she was parked on the street following the court proceedings. He then fled and shot himself while being chased down by authorities. His condition is currently unknown. Now, on social media, friends identified the victim as Evans and revealed that she was involved in a bitter legal battle with her estranged husband. Evans herself revealed in numerous social media posts that Mallory was cheating on her with men, no less. Yet, when she decided to leave, he couldn't handle it and started stalking and threatening her. Okay, I'm going to share my screen so you all can see these posts. Now, this is something she posted August the 7th. It says, Tom Mallory, go have your affairs and go with your men behind my back like you always do. Down low, brother. Didn't want to stop talking to him when I found out. You are pathetic. Gay men behind my back. Then the next one says, do you remember me from a couple years ago? You messaged me and said, ain't I married? That's something that she obviously got from his phone or his social media and screenshotted. Just so he was clearly on the down low, allegedly. Now, it goes on to say, because this is all nefarious, I just want you all to pay attention. So, according to numerous posts on Facebook, Evans had been publicly calling out her ex-husband for stalking her and her family, yet had received no protection. They say Crystal Evans passed away due to her abusive ex-husband, Tom Mallory. He shot her right in front of the courthouse. Her and her family members asked Spalding County officers to escort her, and they refused. She warned the public multiple times about him and was ignored. And this is what someone wrote on Facebook. Now, the previous post of Crystal Evans warning about her ex-husband also surfaced online following her death, showing her warning that he had threatened her life numerous times and was literally stalking her. One of her Facebook posts read, hold on, I'm just going to share this on the screen. Likes up, everyone, please. Like and share. Thank you in advance. This is also nefarious. My condolences to her family, friends, and loved ones. Now, this is what she posted August 3rd. It says, it's sad that I have to walk around terrified for my life and my children's. I know if something happens to me, please know who did it. This man has said numerous times that he's going to kill me. I am posting and trying to leave a paper trail. This man is extremely dangerous. I have plenty of people who have heard him say this, and he's told this to. Leave me alone. Then she posted pictures of him. Then here is another post. This is all so crazy. So the police, like I said, they didn't even have the decency to escort the woman to her darn vehicle. I mean, after leaving the courthouse. Leave my children and my mother alone. There are pictures of you stalking them and harassing them. People are watching you. If they get hurt, if you hurt them, I'm going to the police. You have no business at the children's home or my mother's. Leave us alone. She had a Ring door cam. Dude, please leave me alone. It's over. Move on with your life, please, respectfully. Here's another post. Crystal Evans and her abuser stood in front of the judge in Spalding County Courthouse, Spalding County yesterday. The judge is Sam Parks. Instead of arresting him right there on the spot, he told him to come back on Monday and turn himself in. Why didn't they just arrest this darn devil? Like, this is all crazy. Okay, I just don't get the logic and decision making. She lost her life outside the courthouse. You can watch right here in the video how bad it was. This judge needs to go. Here's what someone else posted. They say, many have vowed to fight for justice and a change to the system following her tragic demise, arguing domestic violence victims often receive little protection from the state. My classmate Crystal Evans had been politely asking her ex-husband, who had been stalking her for at least a year on Facebook, the police, etc. The courts, city of Griffin, and the police department failed her. R.I.P. classmate. This is what one person put on Twitter. And here's a picture of Crystal. She was such a beautiful young lady. Such a beautiful lady. The devil just had to take her up out of here. There she is again. Beautiful lady. Okay, I'm sorry, but at the end of the day, At the end of the day, I cannot with these down low people, honey. Don't be down low. Just live your life, honey. Be honest with people. Out here living a whole facade, and then you get mad and want to take people out when you get exposed, or people find out and don't want anything to do with you because you've been lying all along. Okay? Oh, so crazy. Likes up, everyone. Please like and share. So anyway, that's the story. Now let's go to the footage of these news reports. Likes up, everyone. Please like and share. Thank you in advance. Okay, here we go. Going to share my screen.
From the family of a woman shot and killed outside of the Spalding County Courthouse. And tonight, the daughter of Crystal Evans says her mother did not have to die because she believes law enforcement actually dropped the ball because of a history of domestic violence between her mother and the suspect. 11 Alive, Teresa Bowles, live tonight in the newsroom with what we know tonight. Teresa?
Well, Ron, tonight authorities have identified the suspect as Mr. Tom Mallory. Adding to her pain, Precious Evans tells me Mallory is her biological father.
I mean, I feel like I don't have nobody.
Precious Evans says she lost both of her parents at the same time.
I don't have nobody to lean on.
Hold on, I got to stop right here. I got to stop right here and address this question that Dan asked. Dan said, women, why would you marry someone that you know is gay? That's the thing. These women aren't marrying people they know that are gay, Dan. They're on the down low. They're living a secret life. They're using women so that they can continue to cover the fact that they are gay. And so these women are not marrying them knowing they're gay. They don't know they're gay. That's why when they find out and then they don't want to be with them and then they call them out and expose them for the lies, then this is what happens. There may be some women who know somebody's gay and marry them, but usually in those cases, the women are gay too, and they're both acting as beards for each other. You know how they said the same about Hillary Clinton, saying that she was Bill's beard? Allegedly. That's all I'm saying.
She says she watched her comforter, her mother, Crystal Evans, go through an ugly divorce with her father.
I'm sorry, let me correct myself. They didn't say that Hillary was Bill's beard. They said that Bill was Hillary's beard because they say that Hillary is the one who's LGBTQ. Now, that's just speculation, but it's been going on for years. Now, let me continue.
For a year.
She was so happy after her divorce. She felt free. You know, we were even talking about doing a party.
However, throughout that year, she also says she witnessed disturbing behavior. Crystal posts a cry for help on Facebook last year saying, "Please know if something happens to me, Tom Mallory did it."
Even after the divorce, this man literally texted her, "Not happening."
Precious says her mother was at the Spalding County Courthouse for a hearing connected to their separation Friday afternoon.
The judge did issue a warrant. Instead of the judge taking him in right then and there, the judge said that he could turn himself in Monday night.
In a lengthy Facebook post, Sheriff Daryl Dix says Crystal walked out of the courthouse to her car where Mallory met her, shooting her multiple times from the window. Mallory did not stop for police and eventually shot himself. He's alive, but Evans is not, which Precious believes could have been prevented.
My mom literally called the sheriff department the day before because he was stalking her, and they did nothing. Had they had someone walked out with her, like, you know, her friend asked, she would still be here.
Dix denies this. He says surveillance video shows Crystal never asked for an escort. His office also confirms there have been several domestic violence calls to the Mallory household. Dix says sometimes the violence was mutual and there were no witnesses to identify the aggressor. Dix says, quote, "Do improvements need to be made to the law? Yes, they do. Maybe it wasn't a deputy or my agency that failed. Maybe it was the law itself. And since she can't get her mom back, Precious will honor her life by fighting for justice with no sympathy for her father."
Not once did you offer your condolences, sympathy, or anything for my mom. That post was to clean his face, to clear his name.
Precious says she's going back to the courthouse to rally for justice Wednesday and plans to hold a vigil for her mother on Thursday.
Yeah, such a heartbreaking story there, Teresa. Thank you.
Anyone with $10,000 or more
Well, I'll say one thing: the daughter actually looks older than the mother. Okay, she must have gotten those looks from her dad because she didn't look anything like her mother, and she looked much older. Okay, not that that has anything to do with anything, but just an observation. Okay, so very sad story. Okay, and like I said, prayers and condolences to the daughter and the family, friends, and loved ones. And they're saying that there's surveillance footage showing that she didn't ask for an escort. How would we surmise that? How would we gather that from watching a surveillance video? Because surveillance at the courthouse, last I checked, doesn't have audio. There's no audio, it's just visuals. So how would we know, and how can that prove that she didn't ask for an escort? I absolutely believe she did ask for an escort. This woman was afraid for her life. She'd been posting it all over social media. She was taking him to court to get protection. So of course she likely asked for an escort to her car. Okay, they just don't want to admit that they didn't give her one. That's just my opinion. Okay, I don't think the people are making this up. And then pay attention to how they tried to avoid and escape culpability by saying that, oh, I don't think it was my team or the judge or law enforcement. I think it was the law itself. Sit down somewhere. It was the police. Because when he was in court that day and she was talking about all the things that he did and the things that he threatened her to do, why would the judge foolishly tell him to turn himself in Monday? Why was the judge giving him leniency? Oh, so you're giving him till Monday to go get his affairs in order so then he can go and wrap up loose ends and then come back? He should have been arrested right then and right there. Anybody who's making these type of vile threats, stalking someone, stalking their family, harassing and all of these things, who's a known to the law enforcement because there had been numerous calls for domestic violence at their residence, according to them. So why would you tell this man to come home or to come turn himself in, go home and come turn himself in on Monday? He should have been arrested right then and there. She could still be alive. But no, they don't want to take any accountability. This is what the police do. So just blame the victim. Oh, she didn't ask for an escort. She asked you to lock his ass up, but you didn't. That's what she asked for. So no matter how you slice it, the police were the ones that failed her, as far as I'm concerned. As far as I'm concerned. And here's another thing. They said that in the myriad of times that they were called to the residence, that in some instances that it was mutual. Well, it's going to be mutual. If somebody's beating the crap out of you and you fight back to defend yourself, what are you going to do? Just sit there and curl up in a ball and hope they stop? And then they said, well, they couldn't tell who was the aggressor. I'm sorry. They couldn't tell who was the aggressor. It was likely him. And at the end of the day, in situations when you can't tell who the aggressor is, usually both parties go to jail. So nothing was done is all I'm saying, okay? Nothing was done. Now let's get into this next story. Likes up, everyone. Please like and share. Texas woman brutally gunned down by her ex. These crazy exes. Please pay attention, ladies. Texas woman brutally gunned down by ex in front of her kids during son's 6th birthday party. Justice will be served. Here we go again. Here we go again. Let's put her picture up on the screen. Another beautiful young lady. So let's talk about it. Likes up, everyone. Please like and share. Thank you in advance. Investigators say that Jalen Easterling, age 26, was killed by her ex, who was the father of her children. Now, the woman was brutally gunned down in front of her children during her son's 6th birthday party. Investigators have said Jalen Easterling was killed by her ex, who was the father of these children. She was murdered in the evening of September the 12th at a house in Northeast Houston. Now, at around 8:30 p.m. local time, gunfire erupted at the birthday party in the 8200 block of Loxley Road. At the time of the shooting, the 4 and 6-year-old children were inside the house. Now, the shooting took place when the suspect arrived at the home and started having an argument with Easterling at the doorway. He fired multiple shots inside the home, and at least one of them hit the woman. After opening fire, the suspect then fled the scene. And by the time police arrived at the scene, he was gone. He remains at large, and police are asking him to come forward to tell his side of the story. They say he left in a vehicle supposedly white, possibly a Tahoe, possible Suburban. So we're looking for him. This is what Lieutenant R. Wilkins of the Houston Police Department said. And so investigators are trying to determine if the crime had anything to do with another male friend of the woman being inside the home. A neighbor told the media that they heard the suspect yelling at Easterling in the doorway, saying, let's end this now. This is what Felicia Adams, a neighbor, says that she heard. Adams said moments later, she spotted 2 cars pull into the driveway. She heard the shooting begin. She says, my heart dropped. I was terrified. It was loud. It sounded like it was going into my home. Now, Adams said that she saw a man firing as many as 5 shots into the townhouse next door. I immediately told the kids to get down. I got down and called 911 right away. This is what Adams said, who said she saw everything from the upstairs window of her home. Now, the victim was pronounced dead at the scene. Houston police said they had responded to the house for child custody calls in the past. They said, we've had calls here in the past with disturbances over child custody. Again, we don't know exactly what the disturbance is today. We just know that one of the kids had a party. Now, friends and family remembered Easterling on social media, including Manana Marie, who remembered the only girl in a Facebook post. Okay, family and friends, it is with great sadness and a heavy heart that I wanted to announce the passing of my only girl, Jalen W. Easterling. Please pray for Jason and myself as our family as we are broken about our girl. And pray for justice for Jalen. My baby is gone, y'all. This is what Marie wrote. So anyway, Summer Rosiah also remembered Easterling, who was her niece, said, it's been a quiet day for me, and my thoughts and the pain that I feel is immeasurable. My niece, Jalen Westerling, or W. Easterling, her life was taken last night, September the 12th of 2024 in Houston, Texas. My heart is broken, shattered with the loss of my father, September 11th of 2022, and the fact that it still hurts. I never imagined for this to happen to my dear sweet niece. My God, please be with my brother, my mom, my sister-in-law, my sister, and everyone who loved Jalen. This is so hard. My God, justice will be served. And so anyway, they share numerous pictures of her on social media. So very sad circumstance. So these people are just taking people out. These nefarious men out here lying and cheating and just doing the most. And then when they get caught, this is what they do. Okay, but let's go to the news report. Likes up, everyone, please. Like and share. Thank you in advance. I'm going to show some more pictures of her in just a second. Hold on. Let me pull up this report. Okay, here we go. I'm going to share my screen.
We are hearing from the family of a woman who was shot and killed in front of her children last night during her 6-year-old's birthday party.
And investigators believe the father of her 2 children pulled the trigger. The incident also had neighbors ducking for cover. Jason Miles live in Northeast Houston with the latest on this tragic story. Jason.
Hey there, guys. Yeah, one of the townhomes you see behind me is where this shooting happened last night. Her family identifying the victim as 25-year-old Jalen Easterling. They're not quite ready to speak on camera, but say this leaves them numb and heartbroken. There's little evidence today at this townhome where a birthday celebration was interrupted last night by deadly gunfire. Houston police say a woman identified by her family as Jalen Easterling was throwing the party for one of her 2 young children when she was fatally shot multiple times in front of the kids, her boyfriend, and others.
Oh man, my heart dropped. I was terrified. It was loud and it sounded like it was going into my home.
Felicia Adams and her 2 children were in the adjoining townhome when she heard shouting seconds before witnessing the shooting and the suspect.
As he was angry. He was shouting and screaming.
While her home wasn't hit, she later found bullet holes in her car.
Yeah, it was scary. My kids, they were terrified. I have a 5-year-old and she wouldn't stop crying yesterday.
Police believe the suspect left the scene in a white Chevy Tahoe. He's a man they and Easterling's family believe is the father of her children with whom she's had issues.
We've had calls here in the past about some disturbances over child custody.
Adams says she's willing to help whenever he's in custody.
I know they know who he is, and I hope that I can identify him correctly. so that way we can go ahead and start bringing this to justice.
And at this point, HPD not identifying or confirming the name of the suspect. But again, they believe they know who they're looking for. Last seen again in a white Chevy Tahoe. Of course, if you know anything about his whereabouts, call Crime Stoppers. Reporting live from the Northeast Side, Jason Miles, KHOU 11 News.
A horrific scene for those children on a birthday of all days. Jason, thank you.
With that all being said, like I said, very tragic story at the end of the day. And man wanted for allegedly killing his ex-girlfriend at 6-year-old party. Now here's a picture of him. I'm going to share my screen. Likes up, everyone. Please like and share. Thank you in advance.
Could cause.
At this hour, Houston police are looking for this man right here. They say he shot and killed a woman at a kid's birthday party earlier this week.
27-year-old Jalen Foreman is being charged with murder. Here's what we know so far. HPD tells us a family was throwing a birthday party for a child when Foreman, the child's alleged father, showed up on the doorstep, started arguing, then allegedly pulled out a gun and started firing multiple shots. A woman who police say is the mother was hit and pronounced dead on the scene. Officers say the suspect got away in a white Chevy Tahoe. If you have any information on where Foreman might be, you're asked to call HPD.
Okay, so just a whole mess. Okay, please pay attention. And so here's a few more details. So they say, hold on, beloveds, pop-ups. Okay, so they say 25-year-old Jalen Easterlin was gunned down on Thursday evening at a home in Houston, with her family saying that it was her estranged ex who fatally shot her. Officers in the Texan city say that Easterlin and her new boyfriend were throwing a party for her child when the father showed up and an argument broke out. I mean, move on with your life. When somebody doesn't want you, just move on. Okay, don't go away mad. Just go away. Okay, why can't some people seem to take no for an answer? But I digress. Those at the party said the shots were fired following this argument, with Easterlin being gunned down in front of her children and her boyfriend. She died at the scene. Okay, one neighbor talked about how she was ducking for cover. This is all so crazy. So they go on to say, Adams added that I know they know who he is, and I hope I can identify him correctly, and we can start bringing this justice. They say anyone with information relating to the shooting is urged to contact Houston Police Department or Crime Stoppers. Lieutenant R. Wilkins told reporters that our suspect showed up and shots were fired from the door. We don't know if it's random or at individuals. So that was clearly at individuals. And so they say the female was struck in the upper extremities. She went down and was deceased there. I feel confident we're going to find this individual. He added that if he's smart, he'll turn himself in and tell him why exactly he did what he did. Maybe there's other things that went on. Since news of her passing was announced by family, social media has been flooded with tributes made to the mother of two. Her aunt Summer Rosai made a post, and we already read those. So anyway, like I said, very sad set of circumstances. I'm going to show a few more pictures of her that they posted. Likes up, everyone, please. Like and share. Thank you in advance. You know what's so crazy to me is people will take somebody out because the person doesn't want them any longer. But at the end of the day, you can delete them if you want to, and then your stupid self is going to prison. Okay? You're going to prison. They say the shooter has not yet been identified. That was earlier before they had identified him. And they apparently had his truck or whatever on ring door cam. So Kyla says, a shame. They'll let him out on bond anyway. Granny Go Together said, Queen, you look lovely in white. Thank you, beloved. Said you look beautiful in white. Thank you. Okay, so I appreciate you. So above all that drama, said she was pretty. Yeah, she was. This is just real sad. You know, like I said, some of these people can't take no for an answer. And don't you think that there are certain signs that a person can't take no for an answer? That the person tends to be overly aggressive, very much so having what's the word I'm looking for, self-conscious, or insecure. Okay, always want to check on what you're doing, where you are, demanding answers when you don't answer your phone or you don't return a text in a timely fashion as far as they're concerned. Control freaks, possessive and controlling. You see, these are the types of people that do these things. No one who's just normal, who's just a regular person, just pops up and does this. Okay, this is someone who has a history of foolishness. So, ladies and men, if you're in a relationship with someone and you see these red flags of possessiveness, controlling, someone who's always asking you 1,000 questions, demanding to know what's going on, and accusing you constantly of things to which you've not done, you need to head for the hills, is all I'm saying. You need to take note of these things because they don't get better with time. They don't get better with time. You see, in fact, the more time you spend with them, the more time you invest your energy into these people, they get worse because now they feel like they're entitled to you, like you're their possession. And how dare you think that you're going to leave them and go be with someone else? Well, I will make your life a living hell. And if not, I'll just take you up out of here. So, because if I can't have you, no one can. That's how they think. That's how they think. I mean, I've had my fair share of stalkers, as I told you all before. Had my fair share of stalkers, guys. At the end of the day, I mean, the queen's quite a catch. And, some people just can't take it when it's over. And I'm being very serious. Okay, so with that all being said, you have to know when to hold them and when to fold them, is all I'm saying. Okay, if you see people exhibiting certain types of behavior, you need to get the hell up out of there and quick. That's all I'm saying. All right, you need to get the hell up out of there and quick. Okay, and so with that all being said, everyone please like and share, subscribe to the channel if you haven't done so already. Regina says, if someone says, I can't live without you, now, yeah, you should be very concerned. When somebody says, I can't live without you, or someone says, I love you to death, yeah, run. Run, okay? Don't walk, run. James Allen said, as a Pisces, I don't have time for the foolishness. James, you and I both, because as a Pisces, I too don't have time for the foolishness, beloved, okay? Us Pisces, we don't play. And we're real petty, but we also are very assertive, and we will get you all together. Sometimes you got to pop out and show ninjas, is all I'm saying. Sometimes you got to pop out and show ninjas, okay? Hold on. That crazy bitch Aries is going in on Support the Arts. Says, support the arts, please and kindly shut the hell up with all your nonsense. This said with love, you and your pronouns. Support the Arts says, I love my pronouns and I love everyone else's pronouns too. Everyone is wonderful. Listen, I don't know why y'all be going in on Support the Arts. Support the Arts to me is a breath of fresh air. Always so high vibrational and all that, even though I go in on their favorite Kabami. All right, still very high profile. I mean, highly professional. Okay, tell it like it is. Says, support the arts is a master troll. Not a master troll. TC Dan said, bless their heart. Listen, I love Support the Arts. I don't care if they have this affinity for Kabami, they want Kabami to win, and they love Kabami with all their heart. I don't mind. At the end of the day, it's hilarious. It is absolutely hilarious. Okay, so listen, with that all being said, everyone, please like and share, subscribe to the channel if you haven't done so already. Be sure to click that notification bell and click the word all so you're notified each time the Queen Goddess goes live. I want to thank you all for tuning in once again. Y'all know I love me some royals, okay? Hold on. Yes, Queen, they get blocked fast. I love my block button and never give my real number. Always a text now. No, you can't pick me up from my house. I know that's right. I know that's right, beloved. That's what you have to do. Listen, you can't be letting everybody know where you stay because some people are crazy, especially some of these people y'all be meeting on these dating sites. I keep telling you guys, but y'all don't want to listen. Somebody told me I was old fashioned because I was warning you all about getting on those dating sites, but y'all go right ahead. Y'all go right ahead, because y'all remember that story I told you about that lady who met that man on the internet, went out for dinner, he slipped something in her drink, and then got back to her house. He stole her keys and came back, and she was upstairs knocked out from whatever it was that he put in her drink. And then he's down there laying out a tarp, got all kinds of knives and saws and all kinds of weapons. He was going to kill her and cut her into pieces. So y'all just keep saying that I'm old-fashioned if you want to. Okay, so anyway, with that all being said, I love you all to life. I hope you all enjoy the rest of this beautiful day. We will be live on the spiritual channel at about 6:15. Okay, so don't miss your spiritual vitamins. All right, so until then, each one teach one. That's how we grow and thrive. Do something productive, constructive, but never destructive. And always remember, beloveds, to keep the Most High first in your lives. Peace.
With that gold all in my skin, God all in my blood, kings all in my circle. You touch one of mine and you're done. They show no love for the queen. Why you hating on me? Is it cause I'm free and I got Malcolm X in my jeans? I got dreams like King Luther, shed blood like Kunta. You ain't helping my people, I ain't got nothing to say to ya. I want all the smoke like hookah. Talking reparations, America won't be great until they give us compensation. I'm like, I'm the hottest right now. See a bunch of lames out here trying to jock on my style. They be doing too much. I'm the queen, it's too easy. It's like they all at Popeyes, how they be talking so greasy. I just sit back and laugh while these haters get madder. So nefarious how they don't want my pockets with cheddar. I tell them they can do better. These snakes in the grass can leave a bite on your ass, cause y'all be trusting too fast. I got my foot on the gas, other one on they necks. Dropping receipts on haters, you better show some respect. I'm never facing regrets, we only facing the threats. Running through every challenge like a relay, break no sweat. It's a cold game, so I got that blanket with me. Now that my people awaken, ain't no going to sleep. I do not play by my piece. This time I'm playing for keeps. You talking slick, but when I see you like them ends, we gon' meet. And I got gold all in my skin, God all in my blood, kings all in my circle. You touch one of mine and you done. They show no love for the queen. Why they hating on me? Is it cause I'm free and I got Malcolm X in my jeans and I got gold all in my skin, God all in my blood, kings all in my circle. You touch one of mine and you done. They show no love for the queen. Why